All right, what's up, everybody? Okay, so I'm really excited about uploading my comic this coming Thursday. As I talked about in the previous video, I was going to start uploading chapter 4 of Infinite Uppercut on Thursday, and I will be uploading Infinite Uppercut on Thursday, but it won't be in the manner that I previously said it was, and I'll explain. So when I initially made Infinite Uppercut, I made it with the intention of making it for print, like selling it in book format. So the format for the comic was from left to right in a horizontal format, like most comic books are. But I primarily upload Infinite Uppercut on Tapas and Webtoons, specifically Tapas. I was planning on starting to upload on Webtoon on Thursday. Here's the problem. Most of my readers are on the online webcomic platforms, and not many people, if any, have ever bought the print of my comics. So I'm sort of stabbing myself in the foot while I'm working on this, because I'm making the comic in a format that nobody's reading it in, and then the place where I'm actually putting the comic in is not in a format. Maybe I should stop turning away from the mic while I talk. The format that I actually have the comic in is not conducive to the readers that look at it on the platforms that it's on. Basically, I have the comic in a format of left to right for print form that nobody's buying, and putting it on a platform where people read up and down, but it's in a format that they don't like reading it in. So basically, I've just made a gigantic unlikable comic that people may want to read, but I have no idea, because I'm not paying attention, nor am I'm not thinking about the reader like I should. So what I've done over the last week or so, and this has been very time consuming, and it's also been a lot of hard work, but I've had to go back some almost 300 pages and start from chapter 1, and I've gone back and reformatted the entire series into a vertical format up until chapter 4, which I'm also going to have to convert into a vertical format. I just haven't gotten to chapter 4 yet, but I'm starting from scratch. And I'm also making more changes to the actual uploads themselves, as well as like how the actual comic plays out from update to update. I've had to think about this long and hard, but I didn't want to just make it as simple as, oh, I'm changing it from a horizontal to a vertical format and I'm re-uploading it, here you are. Like, I'm actually trying to think of different ways to make it unique, or at least make the experience of reading my comic different from reading most other people's comics. So I've been toiling around with a lot of different things in my head, and come Thursday, I'll have a brand new start on my Infinite Uppercut series. So if you haven't read my comic before, hopefully you'll enjoy it, hopefully you'll like it, but go ahead and read the comic on March 25th. And like I said, this should be a lot more enjoyable and pleasing of an experience to read than how I did it initially. And this is also word for the wise for anybody else that is making comics, but they plan on making the comics for both print form and uploading them on webcomic platforms. Take into account where you want your comic to be at the start, and prepare yourself from the beginning to have multiple formats of the comic, or make it in a manner to where it can read vertically and left to right on print form, or you can easily switch it to a vertical format for like Webtoons or whatever without having to go through too much hassle. Because I just put a lot of work on myself with the amount of editing that I've had to do for Infinite Uppercut. But like I said, I have a lot of ideas and a lot of things that I want to try with this series that actually might not go over well. Being honest, they might not go over very well. I think they will, though. I think people will get a kick out of it, but I at least know that I did the comic justice, and I did everything humanly possible to try to make this comic an enjoyable one for people who may come across it and like it and want to read it. So yeah, I kind of am very giddy. I kind of can't wait until Thursday gets here so people can go back and look at this comic, or as most people probably will be, brand new people, look at the comic and go from there and see how it looks. So can't wait. And the funny thing about it is, I can't wait over time. As the comic progresses, the art style starts to vastly improve as the comic keeps going on and on. So I can't wait in the long run to see how people gravitate towards the comic, if they even do at all, but hopefully they will. But in any event, that was an update that I really felt like I needed to share with everybody. And like I said, just a piece of advice for anybody that's starting out making a webcomic. Make sure from the start, you are aware of whether or not you want your comic to be in a book format, whether you want it to be used on webcomic platforms to be read in a vertical format, or if you're going to do it in both, because you honestly either need to make the comic in the start so that it is, you know, easy to either make it from the start so that it's easy to convert from one platform or one medium to the next, or just from the outset be prepared to start converting it into multiple formats, like to have it horizontally and vertically and make those changes from the beginning. Because I now have a bunch of spaces taken up on my computer with my almost duplicate forms of my comic. Just one is read in a normal book format and another one is read up and down. So yeah, it's about as much rambling as I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna keep getting back to work because I still have a lot more pages to convert. So I hope you all check out my comic on the 25th. That's this coming Thursday. And y'all have a good one. And I'm out.